Hello everyone and welcome back to MalChava Cuisine with me, Miss naomimbungue. Today I'm going to do a quick video to show you how to make malanguwa and also spinach. Stay tuned for this video. The frozen spinach that I've used, I purchased this my local supermarket. It's probably £1 a bag. This is really great if you just want to do something really quick, and it's always there in my freezer. So I just grabbed this and I thought, let me just show you my version of making frozen spinach. Okay, in a medium-sized pot, I added in 4 spring onions and 1 chopped onion with about 2.5 tablespoons of oil, and I allowed this to soften on a medium heat. And as this is softening, I've also prepared my frozen spinach. What I'm going to do is, when the onions have softened, I'm going to add in my frozen spinach and I'm going to allow this to defrost. Within this recipe of the frozen spinach, I didn't add any water whilst making this because the spinach is already frozen. So as it will begin to defrost, the water will begin to leave or to remain in the pot, let's just say. So as you can see here, I've added in my frozen spinach. So for this recipe, I made 1.5 bags as I was cooking this for the family, and I'm going to mix this and allow this to soften for about 8 to 9 minutes approximately, depending on the pressure of your cooker. For me, it took about 8 minutes, and I'm going to add this in, and you can see I'm not going to add any water at all, and I'm going to cover this with the lid of my pot, and with that steam, it will begin to soften up. After 8 minutes of defrosting and cooking, the frozen spinach has softened up, and what I did, I added in 1.5 tablespoons of garlic powder and also 3 Maggi cubes. I always mention, please season to your desired taste and flavorings. I'm going to mix this all well together, and as you can see, I've not added in any water at all with this recipe because the spinach is already frozen and it will begin to prepare or make its own sauce, as you can see here. So it was a very quick recipe. After adding in all the seasonings, just allow it to simmer for a further 10 minutes and job done. Now for the malanguwa, what I did is I cleaned the fish with cold water and fresh lemon. I have done a couple of videos where I've showed you guys how I wash my fish. I'm going to place a link of that down below in the description box. As you can see, I've scored it, and what I've done inside is I've sprinkled 3 Maggi cubes per fish, and I spread that out evenly. And you can see here that I'm spreading out the Maggi cubes evenly with the back of a spoon. Okay, repeat the same process on the exterior of the fish. For the exterior of the fish, I used 4 Maggi cubes. For the inside, I used 3. Please do season to your desired taste. So the amount of flavorings I'm putting in is according to the taste for my household. Okay, and as you can see, I'm spreading this out evenly on the inside of the fish as well as also on the outside. The scoring is for the seasoning process or purposes for the flavorings to also penetrate through on the inside of the fish and also on the outside. You wouldn't want to have fish where it's got more flavors on the outside and less flavoring on the inside. So it's very important to score the fish whilst you are preparing it. The next step is I season the fish with 3.5 tablespoons each of jumbo seasoning, and I spread that out evenly as well. So I season the fish per fish. So one fish, I'll focus on the other fish. Once I've finished focusing on that, I'll move on to the next one, just to ensure that the flavor is evenly spread out on both of the fishes. Then what I always tend to do is I mix 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 4 tablespoons of lemon juice, and also some tomato puree. Mix that up in a little bowl, and I've spread that out evenly on the fish. This is to just give the fish that nice rich flavor, and also to give it that nice color as well when it's grilling, and so that it doesn't dry out as well. So I spread that out evenly on the inside of the fish and also on the outside. I'm using this with the back of a spoon. If you do have a brush that you can do it with, that's fine. Whilst making this video, as you can see, I'm not wearing any gloves, so I do apologize for this. I would suggest that you do wear gloves. For myself, I didn't have any gloves with me at the moment, so I had to make a do with my hands. Don't worry, my hands are all nicely washed and very, very clean. So spread that out evenly on both sides of the fish, on the inside, on the outside, and also where you have done the scorings. And allow this to marinate as well. 24 hours prior cooking or 2 to 6 hours prior cooking, and you will get that wonderful, wonderful flavor. I grilled the fish for 10 minutes on each side, and total cooking time is 20 minutes. And I've also like to keep the remainder of the marinade, and I pour this over the fish whilst it's cooking so that the fish doesn't dry out. So when you'll be reversing the fish on the other side, if you have some remaining marinade, please pour that over the fish so you can have that lovely flavor and it doesn't dry out as well. I prepared a nice sauce to go over the fish. I added in 1 onion, 3 spring onions, and I sauteed for 7 minutes with 2 tablespoons of oil in a small pot. Then, after adding onto that, I added in 3 Maggi cubes. And as you can see, I'm mixing this thoroughly, and I'm going to then add in my Maggi cubes. I added in 3 of the Maggi cubes, and what else I also did is I added in some splendid scotch bonnets. I will also be doing a video on this as well very soon on how I make my own chili sauce. So what I did is I added in 2 tablespoons of blended scotch bonnets for that extra kick. If you don't want to add that, that's completely fine. If you just want to do it without the scotch bonnets, that's okay. But I wanted that extra kick of chili. So I added that in with the onions and also the spring onions. I'm also going to add in a couple of tablespoons as well of Maggi liquid seasoning. This is a great aroma to add onto fish. It's really, really great, guys. So I'm going to add that in as well, and I'm just going to allow that to just soften together whilst it's still sauteing to get that extra flavor as well. And also I then added in half a cup of water gradually in order to make a nice sauce, and allow this to simmer for 8 minutes. This is really, really great to add on top of fish and also on some meat dishes as well. If you made some chicken and you want to, add that extra flavor or garnish, you can go ahead and do so with this. Now it's time to dish up. And here we have it, guys, our grilled Malanguwa, and I'm going to pour the sauce over the fish. This is so yummy and it was delicious. This finished with on the same day. There was no leftovers, so I'm going to pour this over the fish. As you can see, this is really, really great if you want to make a recipe for 2 and you and your loved one, or if you want to make this for guests, family, friends, whatever the occasion. This is the recipe, and trust me, you will get a lot of feedback. I also have garnished this with some plantain and some cassava dough, also known as kwanga. And this is how I garnished my plates. And here we have the frozen spinach, which is no longer frozen, but we have our spinach there. Don't forget to subscribe, share, comment, give me your feedback. Let me know if you find this video interesting. And here it is, guys, the Malanguwa with plantain to the side, spinach, and also kwanga. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I really appreciate the support and the love. Follow MalChava Cuisine on Instagram. We have a few great surprises upcoming for you guys, and I want you guys to be part of it, especially those in the United Kingdom. So our services will be up and running very, very soon for any sort of events, birthday parties, wedding, whatever the occasion. MalChava Cuisine is here for you guys. And here it is, guys, the video, and I've also put some lemon. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for much more videos from MalChava Cuisine.